Hello friends, now I am going to start the new chapter, Geography. 16 number chapter, Climate. See, some important short notes, some important short questions are here. So, first we understand the meaning of climate and weather. What is the meaning of climate? An average atmospheric condition over a long period. Here the period is considered to be about 35 years or more. And what is the meaning of atmospheric condition? Atmospheric condition includes moisture, seasonal situation, rain proportion, temperature, I repeat, humid, rain, moisture, and temperature is included in the atmospheric condition. And condition about all these things during the period of 35 years or more than that is describing climate. An average of the atmospheric condition over a long period of 35 years or more is called climate. So climate is a atmospheric condition over a long period. An atmospheric condition includes rain, temperature, moisture, etc. Right, my friends? Okay. Now, here we discussed about 35 years, very much long period. But when we want to talk about maybe a daily aspect or a yearly period, but generally shortest period is a day. Shortest period is a day and longest period is more than 35 years in terms of the weather and climate. So whenever we are discussing about weather, it is considering shortest period of during a day. Change of weather is found during a day. So the atmospheric condition will be also monitored for at least one day. That is describing our weather. So the change in the weather condition generally depend upon 3-4 things like temperature, like air pressure, like humidity, like the rain, fog, and amount of clouds. I repeat, which factors are affecting to weather? Remember, air temperature, moisture means humidity, air pressure, rain proportion, fog, or amount of clouds, which decides our daily activity. As per the situation of the cloud, rain, humidity, create the daily routine. So it is affecting to our daily activity. Indian Meteorological Department IMD is usually publishing daily weather map and a report of entire nation, and usually on daily weather report in news channel we can see this report, right? Okay, so here I have discussed about climate and weather, and I am again explaining both definitions. Climate is an average of atmospheric condition over a long period of 35 years or more. And weather is an average of short-term condition of atmosphere during a day. Right, my friends? So the weather decides shortest period of a day, and climate decides long term period, means 35 years or more, and weather is being changed on basis of temperature, air pressure, humidity, rain, fog, and amount of clouds. So it is very clear that different natural conditions creating its impact over our lifestyle, and we decide by understanding these situations our day-to-day routine of our life. See, India is considering to be a multifaceted country, multidimensional country, diversified country. Different characteristics we have in the climatic condition also. So in that situation, wind directions are creating our seasons. Whichever the direction of the wind create the different season, and these winds which create change in their direction are called monsoon winds. The winds create each changes in their direction are called monsoon winds, and usually on India these monsoon winds are creating deep impact. Here the word used for these monsoon winds is mausim, M-A-U-S-I-M, mausim. Generally the countries like India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan. So actually I could say Indian subcontinent relating areas, means India and her neighboring countries are realizing the experience of monsoon winds, and on basis of the direction of monsoon winds our different seasons are developing. Right, my friends? Okay, now we understand the seasonal changes. Generally seasonal changes are realizing on basis of whichever the side of the earth comes in front of the sun rays, and usually axis of the earth is moving surrounding sun. It is moving on earth, moving on its own axis also. Here the different axle 23.5 degree means, you know, that Tropic of Cancer, right? In center 0 degree is equator, right? So whichever the side of the earth is coming in front of the sun rays is realizing summer, and all the time all regions never come in front of the sun rays. Generally in India, as per I am talking to India, remember I am talking about India, nothing else. Sun rays fall vertically over Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. So in that situation Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere, Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. In that time, when the Tropic of Capricorn comes in front of the sun rays, that region realize summer in that period, and the northern hemisphere is realizing winter. Usually, as far as concerned to India, nights are always longer and colder in winter. Means the days are always short. And when the direct sun rays vertically come over Tropic of Cancer, that time is 21st of June, the longest day in India. That day, we all know this, right, my friends? So here you can understand. Second half is realizing as by as time pass in India starts towards downing to lowest temperature, and first half starts from downing to rising towards the upper temperature. So in that way, June is the middle period when most of the time sun is directly reflecting its rays over India, and the December, the period when the southern hemisphere is realizing summer and maximum longest period in India, that period starts to realizing reducing temperature. So and entering to winter, it means here very much clearly understood that India's season changes are based on moving of earth on its axis surrounding sun and its direction of the sun rays over India whenever it creates its seasonal effect also. So here we can understand in a principal manner that rotation and revolution of earth has a direct impact on our food, our clothing, our residencies, and also our different activities. Different season, different activity, different season, different food, different season, different clothing, right? So in that way, this is a simple understanding that rotation and revolution of earth surrounding sun on its axis, and whichever the part of the earth comes in front of sun rays realizing summer, remain other period of the year summer realizing either rising temperature or reducing temperature. That is the point. Due to that, in India we see monsoonal climate. Why I am using monsoonal climate? Because winter and summer monsoon winds creates change direction of season, affect our seasonal weather, and give us peculiar characteristic of weather of every season. So in India, you will surprised to know only India is the country in the world in which different season of monsoon. Usually in the world only two seasons, but India is the different country in the world which has three respective seasons winter, summer, monsoon. But the seasonal changes are arising due to the climatic change. These winds are called monsoon winds and the climate is called monsoonal climate, right? So here in the overall discussion I have described 5 words: climate, weather, mausim, monsoonal winds and monsoonal climate. So very easily you have understood the meaning of these 5 definitions. I shortly explain all the 5 definitions. Climate is an average of atmospheric condition over a long period of 35 years. Weather is an average of short-term condition of atmosphere minimum to short period of 1 day. Monsoonal wind means the wind which change their direction according to season is called monsoon winds. Arabic word mausim is used for monsoon winds. Monsoon winds are changing direction according to season and affect the seasonal weather, give peculiar characteristic to the weather of every season. So the climate in India is realized known as monsoonal climate. These 5 explanations I have described here. One more point. The shortest period in a year is known as 21st December or 22nd December. You decide. I have already described. 22nd December is the shortest period in a year of the day, when the nights are long and day is short. Okay. 21st June is the longest day in a year. I am talking about India, right? So here I have described the basic part of seasonal changes, why it is coming. So the seasonal changes are coming by rotation and revolution of earth in circulation moving surrounding sun. Is that clear, my friends? Okay, let's come to the variation of climate in India. Variation of climate in India usually in 3 types. I have already stated. Generally, in a normal manner, I could say we realize 3 seasons: monsoon, summer and winter, right? In India, this variation of climate is realizing generally due to the moderate maritime climatic situation. In India, we have larger coastal line area with means largest seashore India has in all over the world, and it is in the southern part of India, and in the larger part of north is away from sea coast. Whichever the area is near the sea coast is not realizing much difference in lowest temperature and highest temperature during the day or during the year. But which area is far from the sea coast is realizing lowest temperature and highest temperature means there will be difference between both period of season. Generally, in India, it is realized that Tropic of Cancer is passing through India's center nearby Ahmedabad and Gujarat region. It falls in torrid zone means the southern part of the Tropic of Cancer is realizing average temperature, not more low, not more high. But in the northern part, which is temperate zone, is realizing always highest temperature also and lowest temperature also. This is the truth. In south of southern part, we can realizing average 21 degree to 27 degree difference, and in northern side minus 51 degree to 51 degree plus. Means you can understand the temperature difference is too much in northern side because it is away from the coastal line, so the moisture will not remain in the atmospheric wind, so the temperature will be high and low also both. As in Leh and Dras, we can realize minus 45 degree. In Rajasthan, 51 degree plus means not minus, 51 degree high temperature. It's not a low temperature. When you reach to 0 means the freezing point, and minus 45 degree it's lower than the freezing point, and higher 51 degrees the higher. Above 0 it's too much high. In the Rajasthan, Sri Ganganagar is the record temperature. That is the thing. Okay. If we talk about rainy season, see, southern part is realizing enough rain during the year. Means starts by monsoon and also ended up to the summer. Means out of the 12 months they realize many more time rain. But in northern side, so northeast, Cherrapunji, Monusindram, Arunachal, Meghalaya, these are the region which are realizing 1200 centimeter rainfall in a year, highest rainfall in the world. At Cherrapunji in Meghalaya is the highest rainfall receiving area in the world. On the contrary, exact opposite to that, in desert of Rajasthan and in the other part of the desert relating to the Gujarat, realizing only 10 to 12 centimeter rainfall in a year. Where is 1200 centimeter and where is 10 to 12 centimeter? Now you think at all. This is the vast difference between realizing seasonal changes. So contradictory climatic conditions are seen in our India, usually in northern part. In southern part the temperature remain average. But some other point we have to remember also about variation of the season in India or the climate in India. Time by time India face flood, cyclone, high tides, intensive heat, scanty of the rainfall. So many changes we realize. Some regions are facing thunderstorms. Some regions are facing tropical cyclones. As I told, high tides. Usually high tides come in India maybe sometime in Bay of Bengal, sometime in Arabian Sea. So whenever it comes in the Arabian Sea, our coastal line in western side, and whenever in the Bay of Bengal, our eastern side coastal line is realizing cyclonic winds. So we cannot stop it. But these are the various changes realized in India, and always over excessive rain, more lower rain, which create drought, famine, heavy rainfall, so many kind of the various changes in Indian atmospheric condition. Right, my friends? So today I have discussed with you about one short note of variation in climates of India and seasonal change in India. Right, my friends?